What's up again, everybody? Well, today we're going to do our final prediction-ish kind of video for Everfest. The reason we're going to do it today is because I don't know how much longer I can keep myself from opening this. I am champing at the bit. Is it chomping or champing? I don't know. It's technically like you're doing I don't know what the word is. I am so ready to open this. I'm so ready for this set that I don't know how much longer I can hold off. And if I predict things after seeing stuff, it doesn't make it as much as impactful, I guess. So literally, I know what's in this packet. I'm going to do my best not to use that knowledge to influence my decision on any of these predictions. But if you didn't know, Legend Story Studios has been going on Twitter and posting these posts. They're like cryptic little messages that people can dissect and get pumped about. And so I figured it would be fun. It'd be a fun time to try and go through each of these tweets, and I'll give you just one hot take prediction on what it actually is referring to, what card in this upcoming set it's referring to. So it starts here. Let's begin. A card with a type that hasn't previously existed for its class. Okay, so the number one thing I've seen commented or talked about as far as this tweet is concerned is a wizard attack action card, and I do think that that is a possibility with this set, with the release of a new wizard hero that doesn't necessarily have to play the wizardy way off the top of the deck, but can play like ice cards. So if I had to pick something that I would predict that this could mean, is I would go with a wizard attack action card myself. The other option, the funniest thing that I saw commented was a good ranger defense reaction. A good ranger defense reaction is a hilarious comment. But the other option that I thought of was a warrior attack action, which would be really cool. A warrior attack action. Technically, we had the ones that were all printed for light warrior, but I think just like a vanilla warrior attack action would be really interesting because that's something like they could easily do. One new keyword that appears 4 times. The 4 times is the really interesting thing about this chunk. The keyword really could do anything, could be anything, but why would it appear 4 times? That to me says that there's some sort of like tie into cards. Now, if you're tying a keyword into a talent or talents, you could put, you know, 1 card per talent, but unfortunately that doesn't work because there are 3 talents, and the third talent not being, so there's light, shadow, and there's elemental. The elemental talent is broken into 3 subsets, so maybe you do like a generic and then 3 other talents, and I'll just throw out a possible keyword. I don't know, pilfer, something that like it's a keyword wherein you can steal cards from your opponent. I think that would be pretty cool in like some way, shape, or form. Obviously, you don't want it to be really unfun, but I think that would be a really cool keyword, and you limit it to a small number of instances. I could see that. I could also see it being tied to like the theme of carnivals, so maybe it's more like ring the bell when you do one of the strongman, like hit the little ball that goes up and strikes the bell at the top. Maybe it's like ring the bell. That would be kind of fun. A way to destroy your own equipment and weapons. This is easy, and so I'm not going to just say it's going to be printed on a card, and it's just, you know what? Heck, this could be the new keyword that appears 4 times. It could be a way to destroy your own weapons and equipment, so like sacrifice kind of a thing. And why is the question, and that's more interesting to me. Why would you want to destroy your own equipment and weapons? Maybe in destroying your own equipment and weapons, maybe that's the way that you get gold or silver. Maybe instead of destroying them, like the in-game effect is you destroy them, but maybe it's like trade in. So you trade in your equipment for gold and silver. Maybe this is finally the time we get to see gold and silver in action. That would be pretty cool. The other option is there's a mechanic wherein if you destroy your weapons and equipment, then you can buff attacks, or you can draw cards. Things like that would be really interesting. And the draw card one makes sense too, because we do have a hero in this set in Volda that wants to play against people that draw cards. 4 equipment cards not previously printed in their class for these zones before. On my Discord, there was a couple of people who posted like a full and complete list of classes that don't have a complete set. And one of the ones that was interesting to me was Brute Gloves. I think Brute Gloves would be really cool because we have, let's see, we don't have Brute Headpiece too. No, yeah, we do Skullhorn. But we do have the Brute Chest and the Barkbone Strapping, and then obviously we have the Legendary Boot Legs, the Legendary Boots, the Legendary Brute Legs. So I think it'd be kind of cool to see some Brute Gloves, like literally mandible claws, but on a like on a hand equipment, and it does something crazy. That would be one I would want to see. I have to predict 3 more. There was like the Ranger doesn't have chest piece. Ranger doesn't have a chest piece, so we'll see that one maybe. Mechanologist needs to get something spicy, so let's go. Mech has chest. So mech gloves would be cool, and then, gosh, now I can't even think of another. Illusionist, that's a good one. Let's do Illusionist chest piece. I don't think there's an Illusionist chest piece. Those are my 4 prediction. Illusionist needs to get some stuff in a bad way as well. An attack that rewards your opponent for defending it. I mean, that's sort of just telling you what it is, but what would you get if you defended an attack? It's weird because if it's like, if you defend this attack, draw a card, doesn't really make sense unless there's a benefit to the attack itself for the player that plays it. So drawing a card off the defense thing here, I could see it, but it doesn't click right away. I guess something more interesting would be, if you defend it, then you get, maybe it's like gain a life. That'd be interesting because it balances out the life loss thing. It could be if you defend it, you get a quicken like a token, for example. Get a quicken token or like a copper token or something. It could be if you defend it, then you to draw cards doesn't make sense. I feel like those are the kinds of things that you would get a bonus in doing the defense. You get that big bonus that would actually incentivize it. I will say this. I do think that if this is the case, there's an attack that encourages your opponent to defend. I think it's going to be like a big attack. Or no, maybe it's like a super small attack. If it's a super small attack, I wouldn't want to defend it. I bet you it's a super small attack. It's like a 1 attack. If your opponent defends with a card from hand, then they gain a life, or they get a token of some sort, maybe a quicken token. That would be really spicy because they're losing a card, but they're gaining, like a token, for example. All right, an arrow attack card unlike any other. Okay, this is not gonna happen. An arrow attack card that can be fired from your hand. That's not gonna happen, right? But that's literally the first thing my mind went to when I saw this post. An arrow attack card that is unlike any other. All arrow attacks have to come from the arsenal, and only if you control a bow. What if this one came from your hand, and that's the way it differentiates? I'm really hoping that's the case, because that is an easy and quick way to make Ranger more powerful. The act of taking a card and getting it into your arsenal and then firing it from arsenal is fundamentally what holds Ranger back as a class. And that's okay. Every class needs something, right, to hold it to a standard, I guess, hold it accountable. And that's Ranger's thing. Unfortunately, that thing is very what's the word? It is a large hoop to go through. It's a large hoop to jump through. So if you have arrow attacks that don't have to be fired from your arsenal, then all of a sudden that is incredibly interesting, incredibly powerful. A generic card that can destroy cards in arsenals. I have no clue. I can't even guess on that one. A card that searches your deck for something specific in its name. No, I'm just kidding. This is Command and Conquer, right? Right? Didn't I say Command and Conquer? It would be so funny if Legend Story Studios put this and then created something Command and Conquer-esque, but not quite Command and Conquer. That would be cool. But I think this is just straight up Command and Conquer. A card that searches your deck for something specific in its name. Oh my god, I've racked my brain so much for this one. A card that searches for the word rune in the title. So like a rune blade thing that searches for the word rune. A card. Here's another one I thought of. A card that searches for the word trap in the title of. It's like no one wants to play traps in Ranger, but it would just be so funny. I think that kind of thing would be really interesting. If I had to like put money down on like a lot, like these are the options, I think the word rune would be towards the top. We already see like Runeblade doing the sort of search your deck thing. I mean, even Viserai was doing it in Arcane Rising with Become the Arknight, so it just makes a little bit of sense for it to be in that class. It just, yeah, I don't think people would want that, but I do think it's like really possible. A card with the word thrice in it. Okay, I don't know what you first thought, but I first thought of Ranger because they already have Voltaire Strike twice, and so Voltaire Strike thrice is like where my mind went. So I'm going to say this is a Ranger card. That would be cool. If not a Ranger card, this would make an interesting like naming convention for Warrior, wanting to attack with like multiple times with a weapon, or just multiple weapons in like Kasai's case with the 2 sabers. This makes sense to me for like Warrior, but I'm gonna say it's Ranger just because of the ultimate like meme level of like twice, strike twice, and now you just print another one that says strike thrice. That would be hilarious. Let's see, the most powerful attack in the game yet. Everyone's saying it's a Guardian attack. What if it were like a mech attack? I feel like that would be so flavorful. The mechanologist figures out how to make the most powerful attack, just like through tinkering and experimentation. I think I would put that down. Put me down for that as a hot take. The most powerful attack in the game is going to be a mech attack, and it goes against the idea of playing defensively with your pistol, and instead you're just coming through with like a giant mech attack. That would be incredibly cool. A unique pitch, cost, power, and defense combination for a generic. This one's weird, and I told myself before I started recording this one that I would sit down and literally pore over the generics and like compare their stats. I didn't do that. But thinking off the top of my head, something like, let's see, a blue 6, or no, I guess we have a blue 6 attack. A blue 7 attack? Do we have any blue 7? No, I guess technically we have the shadow one. Isn't that a blue? No, that's a... I'm just going to go with it. A blue 7 power, 4 cost. Oh, you know what? We have a Guardian one. Crap. I should have sat down and done this. I guess technically for a generic attack. And it defends 4. No, defending 4. They don't want to do that anymore. Maybe it defends 1. We don't have any cards that defend 1 yet, do we? Like besides equipment? That'd be fun. Print some like defense 1 cards. Because we have like brute stuff that defends for nothing, right? But defense 1, that would be pretty cool. An ability that prevents yourself from losing the game. Look, I even had to press heart on this one because I am a sucker for win conditions, okay? I'm a sucker for win conditions and like loss conditions as well. Changing the game up in ways that allow you to win the game differently, or not, in this case, not lose the game differently, is so exciting. Now, what class fits that? What class? To me, this says like this is a defensive card. It stops you from losing the game. I don't want it to be a Guardian card, but it makes sense in the flavor of a Guardian card. You know what? No. I'm going to say Illusionist. It also makes sense in an Illusionist's like arsenal of cards. I feel like this would make a great Illusionist card. So we're going to go with Illusionist cards on that one. A card that halves an attack's power. That's a good attack reaction, or sorry, a good defense reaction. You slam down a defense reaction and it technically doesn't defend for anything, but the effect says it halves the attack's power, or maybe defends for like 1 and it halves the attack's power. I bet you that's a defense reaction. I think that's the last one. That was posted 4 hours ago. That would be a really spicy defense reaction. What do you think about all of these? Guys, after all is said and done, I just really want to open this pack. I'm going to post what's inside this pack. If I can't hold all the way out until the day, I'm going to post what's inside this pack, and on the day before, what is inside this envelope. Both, I'm sure, are going to be absolutely incredible. If you want to play along with me, leave a comment down in the description. Pick like a hot take for each one of these. I would love to see what you come up with. The spicier, the better. I don't know, I may even find my favorite one, do a little shout out or something like that. So in the comments below, put your predictions for all of these posts. If you want to see them, you can watch the video back, or you can go to Twitter and check out the Flesh and Blood Twitter. If you enjoyed this video of just hanging out and speculating for the last time before Everfest starts really rolling with spoilers, hit the like and the subscribe thing. If you want to see more content by me, of course, subscribing is a great way to do that. As always, everybody, thanks for watching.